Hello, everybody. So today we're going to be focusing on learning target 8. I can do single and double step unit conversions. So your to-do list for today, step 1, you're going to be starting with watching this video on learning target 8 and taking notes. One thing to make note of is when you're practicing these conversions, it is likely going to be easier to practice them in your notebook or on a piece of paper because it's very hard to type out these equations in the digital notebook. So that's just something to make note of. Step 2, you're going to follow a link to get to Khan Academy and you're going to practice metric unit conversions. And then step 3 is very similar to step 2. You're going to follow another link to Khan Academy and you're going to practice US unit conversions. So let's start out with our daily review. I want you to take a moment and write down what the conversion factor is for inches to centimeters and write 2 equivalent ratios for that conversion factor. All right, so let's go over what the answers are. So our conversion factor for inches to centimeters. We start out with 1 inch equals 2.54 centimeters. So we know that there's 2.54 centimeters in 1 inch. So our equivalent ratios would be in 1 inch, there is 2.54 centimeters. And the equivalent is in 2.54 centimeters, that is 1 inch. So now let's start thinking about doing an actual conversion. Like we're going to do a single step conversion. So it wants us to convert 5,000 miles into kilometers. So remember, think back to yesterday. To break this down, we want to think about the units that we are given. And then we want to think about the units that we want. So we are given our miles and we want to get to kilometers. So we start with our 5,000 miles and then we use our conversion factor. So there's 1.6 kilometers in 1 mile. So that's our conversion factor. And so we'll see here our miles cancel each other out. So we know we're going to end up in our units that we want, kilometers. So all we have to do is do the math. We know 5,000 times 1.6 when we punch it into our calculator is going to get us to 8,000 kilometers. And that's how we'd work out that one. Take a moment and erase this, and we'll go to the next slide. So now we're going to practice converting 17 inches into centimeters. So our units that we're given, we are starting out with our inches. We're converting 17 inches. Our units that we want to end up in are centimeters. And from our warm-up, we know that in 1 inch, there is 2.54 centimeters. So we start with what we were given, our 17 inches, and now we multiply it by our conversion factor of 2.54 centimeters over 1 inch. So we see here, our inches cancel each other out, and now we're going to end up in centimeters. So we punch it into our calculator, 17 times 2.54 is going to give us 43.2 centimeters. Now let's take a look at this example. We are going to convert grams to kilograms. So specifically, we want to convert 691 grams into kilograms. So take a moment and think, what was our units given and what are our units wanted? Our units given were grams and our units wanted is kilograms. So now we think about what our conversion factor is. Well, in 1,000 grams, that is 1 kilogram. So now we can set up our problem. We start with what we were given, our 691 grams, and now we're going to use our conversion factor. In 1 kilogram, there is 1,000 grams. And again, we get to cancel out our grams, cancel, cancel. We end up with our units wanted of kilograms, and we do our math. 691 times 1 is 691. But now we have to divide. So we're going to divide 691 divided by 1,000, and that's going to give us 0.691 kilograms. And now our fourth practice problem, we're going to convert 57 kilometers to miles. So let's think. Our units given is kilometers, and we want to end up in miles. So let's think about what our conversion factor is. There is 1.61 kilometers in 1 mile. So again, we can move forward with setting up our problem. We are given 57 kilometers, and now we're going to put in our conversion factor. We put our miles on top because that's where we want to get to, and we put our kilometers on the bottom. There we know there's 1.61 kilometers in 1 mile. Now our kilometers get to cancel out, and we get to do the math to get to miles. So 57 times 1 is 57. So then all we have to do is divide. We'll take 57 divided by 1.61, and that gets us the answer of 35.4 miles. Now, the last problem we're going to work out today is converting 12 gallons to liters. So I want you to take a moment, pause this video, and see if you can work out this problem. All right, so let's start working out this problem. We know we are given gallons, that's our units given, and we want to get to liters. So in 1 gallon, there is 3.79 liters. That's our conversion factor. So we're starting out with what we were given, our 12 gallons. We're going to set up our conversion factor of in 1 gallon, there's 3.79 liters. So now we get to cancel out our gallons, and we're ending up in our units wanted of liters. And so now we multiply 12 times 3.79, and that's how we get to 45.5 liters. So your next steps are going to be to practice conversions on Khan Academy. For steps 2 and 3, you're just going to follow those links and get comfortable with converting our units. If you have any questions, remember, feel free to email me and I am happy to help you out.